Hi everyone. As you can see, if you're a mixed media artist, you need a whole lot of supplies. I'm going to give you my top 10 art supplies that I love to use and I couldn't be without. You certainly don't need this amount. It's a bit of an addiction, but I'll give you my top 10 to get you started if you're interested in becoming a mixed media junkie, a bit like myself. Okay, let's have a look. So here they are, my favourite 10 art supplies. That was actually really difficult because I've got so many that I love. I could have put 30 on here easily and they would still be my favourites. So this is the glue that I like to use. It's called Matte Medium. You can use this to extend your paint as well. It's really useful to have, but I use it mainly for collaging and gluing. It's just, it makes your papers very flat, and the paint, if you need to paint on top of it, the acrylic paint works really well because it is an acrylic medium. So I usually use a mixture of paints, but this Graduate acrylic brand is great for working on the jelly plate. It's a good all-round, good coverage. I use pastels in a lot of my, these are soft pastels. These are from Jackson, so I pick individual colours that I like rather than just buying big packs. These are Caran d'Ache Neocolor, and they're water-soluble wax pastels. So that means that you can draw with them and you can add water to them and mix them, and they sort of end up a bit like a watercolour. But you can make more solid marks with these as well, so quite a versatile tool. This one is a Stabilo pencil. This is also water-soluble, and you get a really nice black mark with this. And when you spray water on it, you get some lovely effects, which I'll show you shortly. Posca pen. This is a pen which is filled with acrylic paint. So you just shake it up and you can use that to add white highlights to your drawings. You can get these in all different colours, all different thicknesses, but this is definitely one I wouldn't be without. I use a lot of stencils in my work. This is called Sequin Waste, and you get it in a big roll and you can just cut it to whatever size you want. But I find this makes really nice additions to my paintings. A pair of scissors, you wouldn't be without them. And this is acrylic ink, and this one is by Daler Rowney. The pigment in these are amazing, and they last quite a long time. And even when you get to the bottom, when you add water to it, you still get a lot out of these, so they're very good value for money. Okay, so that's my top 10. So I'll show you a couple of sketchbooks now, just to give you an idea of how I use these products. So this is a C. White of Brighton sketchbook, and it's called a concertina, which just means that all the pages are joined together in one big long page. But you can work on them individually or as a double page. It's quite nice to when you're out doing plein air sketching, so you can have a bigger scene, more of an abstract landscape. So you can see I've used, in this one I've got the Stabilo pencil, and I've used water along with the indigo stick. It's a bit like a pastel. And this was this woody Stabilo pencil. It's just a bit thicker than this one here that I've got. So on the first page in this book, it got very wet. So I think what I'm going to do is a little demonstration for you with some of these materials, just to kind of try to rescue this page a bit, because it's a bit of a mess. So I'll see what I can do, just showing you some of the techniques on here, just playing with the different. So this one here is the Neocolor. So just show you what sort of line you can get with that one. So you can take a brush, just put a little bit of water on it, and you can blend out the Neocolor with the water. If you go back into it with the water, it gives you a sort of softness. Let's try a different colour. Say you wanted like a pink. So it works more like a paint than a pencil once you put the water on it. You can add stronger details with solid colour. So you get quite good pops of colour with this. It's a lot of pigment in it. I'll try and see what happens in the water with this one. See, this one blends a bit easier than the other one there. It's just trial and error with the different colours and how they work. Sort of working it into the design there. So you can see the difference if I try that with the black Stabilo. So this is going to be really black when I put this one down. And then what happens if I spray that with water? Just sort of spreads the pigment around. Clean area. See a bit better there. I just love the movement of the Stabilo when it reacts with the water. You can go back in and stronger lines. Quite a free. And if you see, I'm holding the pencil at the end and I'm just kind of rolling it with my fingers. And that, instead of just, if you try to draw tightly, it's going to be difficult to get a loose, natural line like that. So just hold it very lightly and just let the pencil do what it wants to do. Sort of trying to create a sort of landscape feeling here. What else did I have? So this is a soft pastel. Well, it is hard, but it's, you know, it's very loose. It's going to come off easily. I'm going to try and combine some of this pastel in with here. So you can combine the pastel with water as well. Use your finger just to sort of blend it in. I'll try it in a dry area over here. You can smudge it with your finger. You can create more solid tone. You can make more broken lines. And the paint. You can blend two colours together. That's sort of a softer yellow there, mixing it with the blue. What else have we got here? So this one is the ink that I showed you. So that's the Daler Rowney ink. So I'm just going to draw with a feather just to show you the different sort of lines you can get. Just trying different tools, not always just sticking to the same paintbrush. Thinking out of the box, maybe going picking up sticks on your walk, but I really like the line that a feather makes because it's not completely uniform. So see what happens when it mixes with the water there. Get some lovely effects. So it's great to have a sketchbook like this just to play in and try out different ideas, and from these, this will spark ideas for bigger paintings. And the last one I was going to show you was the stencil. So I'm going to put a little bit of the stencil in here. I'm just using a sponge. It's actually a Snazaroo for doing face painting, but I find it works quite well, so I just cut them in half. And you can wash them and use them again, just with soapy water. So you can blend that out with the other side. It doesn't have to be a solid shape. Just be sort of hint of that. And just give a different shape to your piece. This was some dark paper. I just wanted to show you the Posca pen quickly, because this is all a bit wet. You have to work on a very dry surface for the Posca pen. So I've got, this is just an old page that I've used up some paint on. So I'm just going to draw some lines here just to let you see what sort of effects you can get with a Posca pen. You can just draw freehand, or you can draw definite shapes following sort of underlying design that's underneath it. So these are great for just sort of adding detail to paintings or botanical elements. Pattern, so you could just rip these up and just use little bits of them in your collage once you've filled a page with some more detailed elements. Okay. Okay, so I've got a couple of sketchbooks here to show you how I use some of these materials. And this sketchbook is a Sea White of Brighton, and it's an octopus sketchbook. This, if you're wanting to look for this one. Octopus, I think, just means because it's got legs that come out. So the pages are quite long, you can see that. Just extends out. So I really like working in this format. This page here has, I've used some inks in this one, and some pastels, some gel pens. Here are some of the Posca pen I said I like to get some little pops of bright colour on top of the dark. That works really well. This one here, I've used some of the acrylic inks and some acrylic paint. So there's a combination. And then the Posca pen on top. So that just shows you some of the different effects you can get with these materials. And this one here is a board book. I upcycle baby board books, so this one's still got a few pages to do in it. So this was the last page I worked on. So you can see the stencil that I used. That was the sequin waste here. And the use of the Posca pens, different thicknesses, some gel pens, stencils. So I've used the matte medium to glue these pages onto the book. So I hope you found that interesting, my top 10 art materials, and it inspires you to have a go in your own sketchbooks. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.